The queen is mixed race and now racism is over. Like, over. Hello, beautiful people, and welcome back to my channel. My name's Kira. Subscribe if you're new, and without further ado, let's get into today's video. So today, I wanted to talk about Bridgerton. Bridgerton, Netflix new series, Shonda Rhimes new series. It came out on Christmas Day, so if you haven't seen it yet, there might be some light spoilers in this video. I'm not gonna go over the entire plot. I'm more so just gonna talk about its cultural relevance and what it tried to do race-wise. I'm not gonna put in any major spoilers if you're worried about that. So yeah, I also already put out a podcast on this. If you want to listen to that, I will put that in the description below. Anyways, so the reason I wanted to talk about Bridgerton is if you've seen it, you will notice sprinkled about this Regency era European story are Black people in positions of power and royalty with dukedoms and whatnot. Let me know if you saw it and you were in the same boat. I didn't know they were gonna do that. So I started watching it, and I think the first time you see some Black people and you're like, what's going on? Within the, in the ballrooms dancing with the white people, and you're like, so what exactly is going on? And then the first time I was waiting for something to happen was with the Duke and people acting like he was important. And I was waiting for the ball to drop. I was like, so is he Armenian? Cause he's light skinned, so he could be. I was waiting. I was like, what nationality is he really? Because no way is he playing a Black person in this show, in this era, and people are treating him like this. And then I was like, oh no, they're trying to do this, Hamilton vibes, And I was like, okay, this is sick. This is really cool. And then I started, I was researching as I was watching. And so basically, sorry, I have a hair in my eye. Is it out? Okay, I think I got it. So the term for this is colorblind casting, which I didn't know, I just learned that. But when I looked it up, Chris Van Dusen is the creator of this, who's apparently Shonda Rhimes, prodigy or whatever. He said it wasn't supposed to be colorblind. And what they did was, so Queen Charlotte, who is the queen in this show, she is biracial, Black. So apparently at this time, she's a real historical figure, Queen Charlotte. And I'll insert pictures of her here. She was rumored to have been biracial, and if you look at her, she looks biracial. So what they tried to do was take her character, and he said they basically just reimagined what she could have done for Black people. But the funny thing is, people didn't even actually know that she was, or I don't know, it's not confirmed that she was Black or biracial, so whatever. I'm saying that to say, she couldn't have done this in this time if people were ignoring her identity. You know what I mean? But they were saying they were trying to imagine what she could have done. So they were saying, well, maybe she could have uplifted Black people if she was queen, and she could have given them dukedoms and made them royalty and whatever. So in this world, they tried to make it not colorblind, as in they tried to make it part of the story in a way, but it's not. It's basically colorblind casting, because it wouldn't have worked like that. It couldn't have been so immediate, oh, the queen is mixed race and now racism is over. Over. But I like what they tried to do in a way, though. So, okay, here's the thing. A lot of people hate that they did that. And they hate it for completely different reasons. So the people on the, let's call it the more racist side, they didn't like it because they were like, well, you can't just insert Black people into this era and take the place of the royalty that was there. They're basically saying Black people are trying to replace white people, which, give me a break, is what I have to say to that. Give me a break. I think this is a great way to have better representation on screen, and for Black people to finally get to see themselves portrayed as royalty in the Regency era. in your, like, that's cool. That's cool to get to see that rather than always hammering home the struggle narrative. We get it. And it's depressing and it's tiring, and it is not fun to have most of the movies that are about you or relate to you have to do with somebody getting shot or somebody getting, you know, people in slavery, like just suffer, struggle. It's depressing. And while there is obviously a space for that, and that is important, that cannot be all there is for Black people. That cannot be, we need stuff that is funny and that is light and that is romantic and that involves other struggles, because we have other struggles. And it was also very interesting to see how hard they went into the oppression of women. And there are some questions there, but I think overall it's for the better. Like, because then you do sort of ignore the intersectionality that comes with that. But it was interesting. It was really interesting to watch and see there's like the patriarchy is running the show. And racism just doesn't exist. Like, those two usually work together. So it does bring up some questions in that sense. But that's not really what people on the other side were mad at. The other side being Black people. So a lot of Black people seem to be... I mean, there are Black people who love the show, for sure. But a lot of Black people are disappointed in, like, that it didn't go far enough. Which I understand... in the sense that, yes, the main characters who are Black in the show who have speaking lines are light skinned. There's no lead dark skinned woman, which is like, once we have that, then we're there. Pretty much. That is usually that's the last piece to come in. You will see a lead dark skinned man who is supposed to be attractive before you will see a lead dark skinned woman who is supposed to be attractive. Because that is just the way the world tends to work right now. So obviously I understand the disappointment in that aspect, that it is mostly light-skinned people who are being portrayed as royalty and leads and whatever. However, I personally don't think, here's what I think. Is there a show on television or on Netflix or whatever that is this big in that era that has done this yet? No. Let me know in the comments if there are. But no. I have never seen a show like this. I have never seen a show like this, especially in the Regency era. Like, I have never seen already something this quote unquote radical. That wasn't Hamilton, but Hamilton is not on TV. Hamilton obviously is super important, but I'm talking about like on Netflix, on TV. There is not a show like this yet. Like, I know I am nowhere close to the darkest, most oppressed person in this world. However, it was the first time I saw someone who looked like me in a show like that during that time. So it is a first for me. So I think it is still has value. It's still progressive, because if it is the first of its kind, it can't really be dismissed as bullshit because there's nothing else. It is the first of its kind. Yes, it has farther to go, but I don't know if we're being helpful to, I don't know, but I understand the need to demand more. I do understand that, but I think we also need to understand that it's the first of its kind. Like, it's probably just trying to get its foot in the door for more things like this to happen, because this is my second thing. It's produced by Shonda Rhimes. She is a Black woman. I don't know her. Maybe you know her. I don't know. But my point is, I bet she's doing her best to have Black people see representation in her show. I don't know that, but I'm assuming she's doing her best. And I think it's important because I think it's very easy for people to see things and be like, but I am kind of thinking about what struggles is she going through, is she facing in the boardroom, where what she did is actually a victory. Because it is a victory, because it's the first of its kind. That's the thing, is we can't go from all white to all black. It's going to take a couple steps. You know what I mean? So for this to already be a big step and for people to be like, fuck that, is kind of weird to me, especially considering I bet you she's doing her best, and I bet if this does well, there can be more that will be better. That is what I think, because that's just how things work. They have to progress. They don't go from white to black, so to speak. They don't go from 0 to 100. There has to be some sort of progression, some sort of feedback, and then more progression. The bar is on the floor, and it's been on the floor for so long, so when it finally gets lifted a bit, I am going to take that as a sign of progress. I know that a lot of people are not seeing it like that, and a lot of people are unhappy, but I think you have to look back at where we were before this, where we were yesterday. You know what I mean? In order to just even stay alive in this, to stay hopeful in this fight. But I bet Shonda is doing her best. And it's also like, if a black woman who is like one of the most successful producers, if this is the best she can do, then there needs to be more conversation about, like, because people always are just like, no, it's bad. No, not enough. And I'm like, okay, well, why? So then what is the issue that needs to be addressed there? Because if a very successful black female producer gives you this and it's not enough, then the question is, well, what obstacles is she maybe facing? And how can those be addressed? Because it's not just like a snap of the finger, we get what we want. Like, there has to be conversations going on. She's probably doing her goddamn best, you know, because she wants it too. So obviously we have a long way to go. And obviously everybody is entitled to their opinion, but I personally take it as a sign of progress, considering there's been nothing like this before. And I am curious to hear what you guys have to say about, like, just ignoring race completely. And what does that do? Is that helpful? Are there ways that could have been addressed differently? Because you do start to kind of ignore intersectionality, but I will take it if I get to see black people dressed as queens, because I think that's pretty cool. And it was cool to see, what's her name? Marina? Oh, I said I wasn't gonna give a lot of spoilers, but this is the only thing I'll say, is like, to have all of the male attention be on a black girl when there are white girls to choose from, and all the attention to be on the black girl, that was cool. That was cool. And that's not something you see very much. And to have the white women be jealous of her for all of the male attention she is getting because of her looks, like, that, it's just so and cool. Because to see that flipped in something that did relate to class and status, and the fact that if she marries whoever she marries, she will be higher up than them, was very interesting and very opposite to what we were used to seeing. So yeah, I recommend watching it. Or if you have already watched it, please let me know what you think about all this. But yeah, I think if it's the first of its kind, like, take it as a sign of progress, I would say, because if we didn't take this step, we can't start running. Do you know what I mean? I don't understand the expectation to go from a standstill to running. That's what I don't understand. We're starting to walk now. I am enjoying the walk. But obviously we need to start running. Yeah, I hope that made any sense. Anyways, thank you so much for watching, and I hope you are having a great start to your new year. 2021 hopefully is a little bit better. Thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate you so much. Don't forget to check out my podcast on this. I did it with my boyfriend, and it's about 30 minutes, so we'll go more in depth into this topic. If you want to check that out, follow me on Instagram, follow me on TikTok, subscribe, like, share, and have a great rest of your day. Bye.